each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest. These will position themselves at strategic points around the village. Upon engaging with the Akashic, each detachment will keep the creatures occupied as best they can, steadily retreating all the while.
You're going to lure them into the village?
I am. We will have neither the time nor the resources to treat the wounded, so injuries must be avoided at all costs. By coordinating our withdrawal with...
I'd please.
Then we will eat for... We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do as you ask.
Right you are, Martha.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes.
Cannot let these fools fall.
We won't. Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield! Change of plan!
What is it?
Owl from the rest. An Akashic Curl's been sighted on Rhiannon's ride and is headed in their direction.
Well, the better half of her guard is here. So wait, how many Akashic remain in Eastpool?
Hard to say. My men are still facing some resistance, but I think the worst is behind us. I could order a detachment or two to fall back and...
No. Let them finish the job. You stay here too, Sir Wade. Your men need you. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when Eastpool is won.
If you're sure, my lord. May the Founder protect you.
Next one's mine. I might...
there aren't any more of them.
Next one's mine.
Faster! There it is. With me, Joshua. Too slow. Let darkness fall! I failed.
No!
Joshua. There it is. With me, Joshua.
Another down.
All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rosfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank the Founder for that. And for you, my lord. We were able to eradicate the rest of the Horde. I have guardians posted around the village to keep watch for further attacks, but all seems quiet for now. I hesitate to say it, but I think it might be over.
I think it might.
We did it. We saved Eastpool. Thank you, my friends. Thank you.
No, Sir Wade. It's us who should be thanking you. You brought us together. Showed us what it means to fight for what you hold dear.
We never had nothing to call our own before. We didn't know what it meant to protect it, but now we do. We really do.
Forgive us, Sir Wade. You and your people saved us, and still we doubted you. But there's no doubt in my mind anymore. We're free men now, so we have to start acting like it. We have to fight to protect what's ours, to protect Eastpool.
And we shall. We all shall. Together. This is our home. And if anyone or anything tries to take it away,
they'll have us to answer to.
Come on then. Let's get to work.
This village isn't gonna rebuild itself.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. They're Rosarians. Your father took pity on the bearer's plight, and I believe if he was still with us today, this is what he would have wanted.
I believe you might be right.
I shall remain here, my lord, and do what I can to help rebuild the village. After all, this is my home now too, and I could hardly call myself an East Poolian if I didn't pull my weight.
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we...
Of course. And I'd be counting us Rosarians have got to stick together, haven't we? And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the... I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds.
All right.
Lord Rossfield, do you remember our very first clearing the... Since that day that when the odds seemed but every to be a shield, know that whatever...
So Wade, you have always... I know that East and Indy...
Thank you. I know the rest...
We defended Eastpool once.
It's not... And it's only... Take it before...
Thank you, Martha.
So, Eastpool's finally back on its feet again. And a home to free bearers. Who'd have thought we'd see the day, eh?
Well,
I know that, but... Though I suppose the rest ain't much different nowadays. You know... Bearers living free like that. Reminds me of when I first... Loath as I am to recall that particular day.
I take it you didn't always see
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do long before I met Sid. In fact, that's how I met him. Or at least how he came to meet me. He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been buying up bearers. Founder knows what he thought I was doing with them. Running a hunt, poking around in their innards. Something awful, anyway. Me, I thought he was a new constable. Thought the game was up. But somehow we both managed to work out what each other was about. And before I knew it, the cheeky arse was rattling on at me about how I was doing it all wrong. After all my hard work. Told me I was giving them relief, but not freedom. That my bearers were still dying as slaves. Got right under my skin, it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then he laughed. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that whenever one of us was in need, the other would always be there for him.
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same thing. To make life better for bearers. Just like your dad. Do you know I was born right around the time Elwyn became Archduke? Growing up, I saw how he tried to change things. He certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed. But the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve. Which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and my father started.
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come after us. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope.
Just a little.
Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. Let's see about making everyone some dinner, shall we? The least the folks who saved Eastpool deserve is a hot meal. And you and me ain't gonna save the world on an empty stomach neither.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Covered in nicks and lumps.
Yotei.
Yes, my lord. I'm sure it will serve us, and
I'm very glad to hear it.
you and His Grace are very much alike, you know. You think only of how you might help others, and never of the danger to yourselves.
No more than you have minding my brother. You've risked a lot for him, and I thank you for it.
I am honored that you should say so. But I beg you, my lord, do not give too much of yourself for the sake of others.
I'll keep that in mind.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts? All done?
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Quick look. Always something in there.
The stew's awfully thin these days.
There's no way of knowing if Doris will confide in me. Here.
What an amazing...
It is just as I hoped. Witness how the Morganbeards have taken to the blighted soil. How they bloom with heretofore unseen vigor. Why, I dare say such a vine graft would yield similar results when applied to other specimens as well.
I'm glad I could be of assistance.
You've not only helped us, Cid. You've saved us. Do you recall the extract with which I provided you before? I took a moment to distill some more, but this time with the petals from the invigorated Morganbeards. And would you believe? Its potency has nearly doubled. You must accept this phial as thanks for your assistance. The rest, I shall give to Taya.
Trader from across the sea once told me.
Have you tried Molly's lemon tarts? I've never had anything so delicious.
Canva lost. Miss, can we read Miss Editor's story for us?
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris. Is she here?
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest. My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was, she insisted on...
Did she?
Following up on some... Once they'd settled it...
The slaver calls to... I'll go and find her.
If she's not...
Why would Doris insist on going alone? Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon. You earned this. All done?
Everything's back the way it was.
Clive! To what do I owe the pleasure? I just wanted to see how the town's been faring since you brought everyone together.
Since we brought everyone together, all is absolutely wonderful. Conrad and Natalie's hands remain safely away from each other's throats and firmly at the helm. Our stores are full, and the bandits still too disorganized to raid them. Just as the good Lady Jane and Lord Underhill intended.
Are you a lord? Lubor's going to be one too. They're going to make him the Lord of Dalimil, because of how he stopped all the grown-ups from fighting.
It's the mayor of Dalimil, dear child, and the vote hasn't taken place just yet. But if the people wish me to lead them, I shall. And my first act will be to build a school so that menaces like you two learn not to interrupt your elders. Speaking of menaces, there may be a rather worrying one just over the horizon.
May there indeed.
I'm afraid the example Conrad and Natalie set in putting aside their differences and presenting a united front might have caught the bandits' attention. And they might have elected to take... We'll
fight them, won't we?
Of course we will. The longer we avoid facing our best by finding those ne'er-do-wells who have yet to join the... Perhaps a certain Lord Underhill?
How could I refuse?
Thank you, my lord. Victor will fill you in on the particulars. I have him stationed by the Desert Gate, receiving and collating reports from my scouts. Such an amenable soul.
I'll go and speak with him.
What's the difference between a lord and a mayor?
A league of outlaws.
Sounds like we have some competition. Still in Dalimil, Victor?
Ah, Cid.
I thought you'd have returned to Cosnis by now.
I did. Then I came back. I've developed something of a fondness for the play, and having worked so... sentiment...
You're not the only...
What is it?
He asked for my aid in putting... And he said...
Then you...
All right, leave it. Ready, go?
Those ne'er-do-wells won't get bad.
What?
That must be the camp Victor mentioned.
We make this quick.
Caution, brother. That's him! The one who killed Locke and Fingers! Take his head off!
I'd better let Victor know.
Cid, where are you? Ah, I see the bandits didn't pose you any trouble.
No, but... that's not why you're here, is it?
No. Something's happened. We need you back in Dalimil.
What is it?
The whole town's in uproar. They're saying that...
What?
See, someone can win, and without...
But that's not...
It is, if he... Still, fuck, I don't know where we go from here. But I know one thing.
You're a...
And now everyone knows. I made it a habit to keep a crystal close at hand for just such an occasion. And when that occasion arose, I forgot to reach for it. Well, there's nothing. All that matters to me is that you two are safe.
Look at him talking to his betters like it's nothing. All lies, I'll wager. Just like the...
Once people make up their minds, it's hard to change. We need to disconvince... You're right. I'm a down. You head to the... Thane, Lord...
I'll do it. Lubor, I can't promise.
And that is...
Can you believe we were going to...
I think we'd better shut shop for today. Give people one less thing.
The bastard's been lying to us for as long as we've known him.
Why do they always have to make such a fuss?
He knew all along that he was... Forgive me for...
As the rumours that
He'll never... But what, in this...
I'm sorry.
So, and...
The townsfolk have made their minds up. There was nothing I could do.
Nora.
You...
Nora.
Why the hell would Victor take the bearer's side? But perhaps not in this lifetime, I think it's fair to say.
You must... We'll talk some...
No. And your efforts would be better spent.
But Lubo...
Rosina would often tell me that steel does not lie. To yourself be true. Rather an ironic one, but I do not, and so must I. And now, I must embrace for only...
Don't...
Trust.
How could believe you? And so I thought it... Forget.
You sure you're making the right choice?
Of those available? But... Right then.
If there's anything
I'll bear it in mind.
None of the stalls were planned in this time.
This might take a while. Two down, one to go.
We're going to do this.
It just so happens that right at...
And what tell...
Why, you're fearless.
I'm listening.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, when these dark skies swept over the Randalar has been... None remain, but the army too.
And you've been looking to buy.
Precisely.
So where does my skill with a blade come in?
Though we may have the funds to buy... So we've been searching for a place where they can be resettled. And we believe we have found one. Cashlock. The place was abandoned a long time ago.
And so, we seek the aid of a fearless swordsman to encourage them to look elsewhere.
How could I refuse?
Excellent. Theo, if you would...
Of course.
Sounds like you'll have your work.
I will, even if I begin right now. So I'd better get started. Try to clear the plate.
I'll do my best.
You will find a village in Chadra's Threat.
All right.
I'm sure you won't need it.
Good girl.
Fly, Ambrosia.
This must have been a nice place once. And it will be again.
To me!
That's all of them. Come on, Torgal. Let's head back to Boklad. Something the matter, Theodore?
Quiet.
Those are our terms. I trust that you will give them your full consideration.
I shall. Thank you.
Him again.
Someone you know?
Yes. And, no. But enough about him. How did you fare down in Cashlock?
It's done. The village is safe now.
You made quick work of it, as always.
I should go and let Eloise know.
Don't let me keep you. But Clive, don't tell her I was watching her, will you? She'll only get upset. I'll explain everything once you've finished with your report.
All right. We'll speak then. Eloise.
Thank you, Clive. Here. Well then, I suppose...
You're still in...
We are. A trusted colleague, I suppose, but we shall emerge victorious in the end.
Well, if you need any help...
I'm...
Ah, Clive.
You wanted to talk?
The man I was watching earlier, the one speaking to my sister. He represents the Silver Peak Consortium. It's one of the bigger trading houses.
I don't think I've heard of them.
Well, every trader in Dhalmekia has. They operate across the length and breadth of the and they're still expanding. And judging by her
And you'd rather she didn't?
I would rather she did. And I would never deny her son. Eloise saved me, but this was not... I won't let her give up. She freed me, and she must be free.
You're a good man, Theo.
I have always been great, and I want to repay that. But each time an opportunity...
She loves you.
And I love her. Though I'm sure...
Always.
Thank you, Clive. Well then, these bearers aren't going to move. That's a job for the crim... Ah, Clive. You'll be pleased to...
That is good news.
Yes. But I still have... You couldn't do me a...
What is it, this?
Nothing. I just need you to find out.
All right.
Thanks.
I know buts about...
Is something wrong?
Bonnie came to give me a message from our intermediary. The talks with the Republican Army have fallen through. They've reached an agreement with the Silver Peak Consortium instead. Though prices have fallen, but the Consortium offered double what we...
And you had no opportunity to make a counter?
None at all.
Elle? I saw Von...
And with good reason.
But how did...
It's not... This is... I'm going...
Hello.
Are you off? How c... You even some...
Well, It looks like I'm following orders till she... Should it?
Yeah.
You're... So I'll...
All right. To Randalar, then. Better not keep Eloise waiting.